There's an intimacy involved in playing eXistenZ that is beyond description.
Step into my office.
Hi everybody, this is Amy Loves Bad Movies Part 2, take number 2, because
we fucked up. We fucked up bad. I fucked up bad.
The funniest thing is I'm just like, la 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 la, I'm so fucking tired, and I look down and go, oh no.
I just bumped the camera. We fucked up the whole... I had this thing nice and framed up nicely and shit.
I am so fucking tired, but...
Welcome to Amy Loves Bad Movies.
Welcome
I'm Amy.
back to Amy Loves Bad Movies. This is Amy.
And that over there is my... What did we call you?
Loving
captive.
Because Arkham Asylum... No, wait, shit, that's Stockholm. Never mind, moving on.
Moving on.
What are we watching today?
We are watching Little E, Big X, I-S-T-E-N, Big Z, eXistenZ by David Cronenberg.
That is not a word, in case you're wondering.
Apparently, it's a drug. Wasn't there a drug that it was like eXistenZ or something like that? That sounded just like that?
We are watching a movie, right? You're not like testing prescription drugs out on me, are you?
No.
I swear everything is fine down there.
We can't put that in. My parents
seriously,
watched this.
No, everything's fine in the basement. Don't worry about the guy down there. He's fine. He's okay.
Anyway,
so this is a movie by Cronenberg.
So serial killer from the last movie.
Mr. Zipperface with the button eyes.
Zipperface.
So he does a whole lot of body horror stuff, as most people point out.
He does. Basically, he deals with people. It's still creepy.
Sorry, I lost my mind.
He deals with people's. In a few of his movies, people's reliance on technology. Mm-hmm. So, like, he did that in Videodrome with TV. He kind of did that with The Fly, too, because it's a scientist kind of going mad and other stuff. So today, we're going to take we're going to be looking at his take on video games. More specifically, virtual reality video games,
and if you know me, I love me some video games. I can't wait to see how shit this is. But who's in this movie?
It's actually kind of acclaimed. Jude Law, Jennifer Lee. Mm-hmm. Do you know who that is? No. Daisy Domergue, Hateful Eight.
Oh, the lady who goes...
Yeah. She was impressive in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
It also has cameos from, like, Ian Holm. Mm-hmm. Do you know who that is?
Nope.
Bilbo Baggins. There's two other people of note. There's William Dafoe and Christopher Eccleston.
Ah, yes. Willem Dafoe, the guy with the face of a goblin, who hilariously enough got the part of the Green Goblin. But see, that was also strange because he is not, in fact, green. Whitewashing people, it hurts us all.
That's not funny.
No?
I don't know if that's funny or not. I don't know if we're white. I think we may or may not be green enough to make that joke.
It was a firefly!
Anyway, he has a rather short but pretty great scene or a couple of scenes in this movie. There's a lot of twists and turns towards the end of this movie, and I'm gonna be honest, I found this on Netflix just less than a year ago, so this isn't something that I grew up watching, even though this came out in 1999, which those of you at home may know. 1999 this came out, and that was the same year another big sci-fi movie came out that dealt with virtual reality.
Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to think of what console was out at the time. I think the 64, what, the Matrix?
The Matrix, yes. Yeah. So it was basically this movie and the Matrix kind of contending for the big sci-fi movie of the year. And of course the Matrix won everything. Anyway, so we're going to watch the movie. And the reason why I brought this up is literally just to see your reaction to it. I don't have any real nostalgic, like, ties to it like I did with Nightbreed.
Well, if this is a Cronenberg, you're sure to get quite a few what the fucks from me.
Yeah, that's one of the points of watching a Cronenberg movie is to go, yeah, every once in a while, what the fuck? Okay, so now we're gonna go watch this fucking movie so that he can take a nap because he is getting a little loopy.
We're gonna watch Engorge.
I'm gonna go cast the movie and get a beer.
eXistenZ is paused!
Pretentious. Adjective. Attempting to impress by affecting greater importance talent culture that is actually possessed. Guess what I thought of the movie? Holy fucking shit. Holy crap. Where do I start with this
as much as I
shit?
Respect David Cronenberg for his work on the other things he's done, like Videodrome and The Fly, and I have to admit, probably doesn't really know a whole lot about video games.
I saw a thing recently. It was, and okay, so fuck, how do we even start this thing? It's so batshit stupid that I can't even find point A to attack it from.
The whole thing
I'm just sitting here with a knife like, where do I stab you first?
The way this starts out is it starts and ends in the same place. It starts and ends.
No, it doesn't. It kind of does.
Kind of does. It starts and ends at a test group trying out a new virtual reality.
We're here in this church in order to show off this brand new game called eXistenZ. It's a capital X, capital Z, because we're so fucking cool. God, the 90s sucked.
And believe me, we have a celebrity guest here. We have the woman who's the most famous fucking game designer ever.
Which, considering of the time, I thought was refreshing. Because they did assign that to a woman. However, she's an over-sexualized character that kind of, like, negates the progress. Which I know there's a point to, and I get the themes, but...
If she had her way, she'd be sitting in her own room, playing her own games, and I'm like...
And never sharing them with everybody?
Never
everybody I know who designs games would be so sad if nobody ever played them.
The game console / controllers are these organic baby things with...
They're supposed to be made out of, like... The egg sacs of mutated frogs and stuff.
It doesn't matter. It's a baby controller thing with umbilical cords that attach to your fucking spine that's somehow sexual, and it's...
It is. It's kind of like playing... It's like having a game controller made out of 2 tits. Complete with nipples, because there was a lot of nipple play.
You know all those weird Sony commercials? This movie is a big one of those. The guy pulls out a fucking bone gun and walks right up to the stage.
You called it the bone booger gun, and I thought that was the most apt description because there is like fleshy booger like stuff.
And he just starts screaming, and then he shoots her in the shoulder, and then one guy arrests him. And there's this lovely part where he just stands there with the guns. It's just like,
get me out of this movie. What? You did call the twist within the first, like, I think it was 30 minutes of the film. You guessed the twist ending because out of nowhere.
I will get to that later.
Okay.
There's one guy who I didn't even notice was in the fucking movie yet. Runs over, grabs the gal, and they hop into a car and drive off.
I feel like the fabric of time and reality started like unraveling because they killed the doctor within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
And then they start talking about how they need to give him a bioport because he needs to play games for some fucking reason. I don't know why she wants to.
You know when you take your hard drive out of the computer, you just rip it out? you're not supposed to do that because that could possibly, without physically disengaging it, because that could possibly corrupt the whole thing. That I understood because I learned that one in school. So because she physically ejected from the other port, she's afraid that her game is corrupted. What I don't get is that how she can't go in there by herself and check it.
Yeah. So
why she has to bring him along, I don't know.
So she basically sexually pressures him into doing this. So they go and find a country gas station place run by Willem Dafoe, who's
Best part of the movie.
Who's kind of like a weird gas station who has an affinity for how he prepares himself mentally and how he handles things and how he approaches stuff and all this sort of thing.
Well, Jennifer Jason Leigh had a few details like that as well, like how she has to have her shoes off to play the game, how she's constantly like playing with her feet a lot, like wrapping around the cord, all that other stuff. It's almost like, I think that was her reminding herself that she's in a game.
Gus or Gas or whatever the fuck. Everyone's name is a random fucking thing that's like an inanimate object. So you have
they were
Pickle,
all clues.
You have Aloe Vera, you have Gas.
Aloe Vera.
You have
Allegra.
fucking shit. What was the scientist's name?
Kiri.
No, his last name Vinegar.
Vinegar. Yeah.
His name is Vinegar. So basically, Willem Dafoe injects a dude with the fucking baby port thing, and then they waste almost no time fingering said new hole.
She fingers his hole quite at like 3 occasions in this, as she is seen lubing his hole and fingering it.
This is the most bizarre thing that's going to be on my channel on YouTube. They plug it into his new baby port thing, and then it fries a game pod, and she freaks out and everything like that. Dafoe shows up with a shotgun, ready to shoot her because, hey, by the way, there's people trying to kill you. They're gonna pay me $5 million if I just kill you. And then she just long and slowly explains and distracts him and everything like that. And then Pickle manages to shoot him with the piercing gun thing, and I have one major problem with this scene, by the way.
Go for it.
When they show off the piercing gun, which looks like a giant railgun jackhammer sort of thing, they use it to implant a baby port thing. I don't even know what the fuck it's supposed to be, bioport, but I'm going to call it a baby port because it looks like a little, anyway.
He shoots it at close range.
So, no, not just close range.
Like right up
When
against
he
him.
injects it into Pickle, it is point blank skin contact, just punched it into his spine, mind you, and all that happens is he just kind of falls forward and goes, ah. When Willem Dafoe has a shotgun pointed at Aloe Vera and is basically like, maybe I should shoot her or whatever, I'm just sitting here just being a horrible, horrible, evil person. Fucking Pickle picks up the railgun thing and fires it, and it like tears through his neck. Wouldn't have the force because you're not at a close enough range. And secondly, it would still not make that much of an impact, seeing as how little of an impact it made on you. You fell forward because of the sudden sharp pain that you felt and your legs giving way and everything like that. How would he have known to increase the pressure or anything like that?
I think it's another thing playing into the fact that it's a game. He wanted to use it to kill him, therefore it was used to kill him.
That is not how video games work. So they leave, they go to a scientist dude who fixes him up a new port, fixes the game pod thing. They go into eXistenZ and they're like, oh man, I can't wait, it's the most exciting game ever, and they get into it and it's a fucking blockbuster. Basically, they lose all interest in the game they're currently in and decide to go even deeper. He wakes up in a factory, apparently has a new identity, and this one guy is like, hey, you should go have lunch here and have the special. He eventually finds the girl, is like, let's go have lunch. He's like, okay, and that's it. That's the entire scene. A 15-minute scene boiled down to 30 seconds, like, hey, welcome to the place. Go have lunch here. Trust me. Okay. Hey, lady, let's go get lunch here. Okay.
There was the fake me out scene where she tries to test his grip on reality by pretending to be an NPC for like half a second.
They go to the restaurant and they sit down and they're like, yeah, we're gonna have the special because it's her birthday and yay and everything like that. And they're like, okay, we're getting special. And he's sitting there getting and everything like that, and all of a sudden just goes, I'm not having a good time, I want to pause the game. And so he just kind of like, bleh, and wakes up in real world where he's just like, I need to make comparisons between the game and reality.
Because it feels the same.
It's startlingly magical. We have things to say. Okay, back into the game.
Yeah, they do go back in so quickly. I didn't really realize why they left the game to begin with, other than just to show that he really is not dealing with being in a virtual reality very well.
They start eating the dish, and it turns out, oh, hey, all these gross booger parts kind of look like, and then they take another 5 minutes to construct the same booger bone gun from the beginning of the whole movie. Pickle and Aloe Vera eventually wind up shooting their waiter, and I forget what happens next. They basically go back up one layer, back to the Blockbuster-esque store, meet a guy, and they go into a back room, and this one guy they met is maybe dead, I don't know, and then he pulls out the bone gun and is like, hey, guess what? So the guy you killed was on our side, and now you have to go back in to this place and do a thing. And so they go back into the factory where he woke up and was like, hey, let's go get lunch. And they walk around for a bit, they find a thing, it turns out to be a game pod, it's infected. They jab it into themselves, and it turns out to be a bad fucking idea. So she starts dying, they cut it out, and he starts dying. Then the dude who told him to go have lunch shows up with a fucking flamethrower and proceeds to not do any flamethrowering with it. He just kind of waves it around a bit, and then fire happens. And that's the thing. Oh, and then he like goes to like poke the game pod thing with it, and all of a sudden just it bursts, and these little black specks start flying out of it. And I'm sitting here just going, what the fuck is happening now? They're like, oh no, spores! Deadly spores! Yep, these spores sure are deadly. They managed to jump back up a space, or all the way back to reality. And then shit starts getting even more weird when the room they're staying in, the windows bust open, this guy just runs in with a submachine gun going.
Before that, her game pod finally like dies of a disease that they apparently brought with them.
Oh, yeah.
And then it turns out that, no, it's just his bioport was diseased.
Oh, it's infected. Oh, you're infected too. And then
because vinegar had infected him. Because this is the second time they've used that plot in the movie.
So they yell at each other for a while. A soldier dude bursts in. It's like, Viva la Revolution! And then he, like, empties his entire clip into the fucking thing, reloads, empties another clip into the fucking controller thing. Then he goes stalking around the room for a bit. They snap, the couple snap at each other for a bit. The soldier guy comes back, starts shooting at the thing again. Somebody throws in a fucking Molotov, and they're like, oh, we gotta get out of here. They run outside, all hell's breaking loose, and he starts shooting at, like, the soldier guy starts shooting at somebody, and it just gets batshit stupid insane. It looks like it devolves into... Multiplayer matches have more sense than what they show in this. It's just random explosions.
And at this point, it is just like a multiplayer match within like the last couple minutes where it's like there has to be only one person left alive. So all of the players that are left in the game just sort of merge in this one spot.
So Pickle is like, no, you killed a human being, you killed Vinegar, and so give me the gun. Haha! Turns out I'm the bad guy.
I've been the assassin the whole time. And he has had an infinite amount of time.
And then Elvira's like, I know you've been the bad guy all along, but actually I'm the bad guy. And then she finds a gun somewhere and then shoots him. It's like, I am the bad guy to end all bad guys. I win the game. And then a controller appears on her, and then she goes floating off to a pallet
thing. I don't know. And then they wake up in a church, and then everyone who was in the game, an NPC or whatever, sitting around
They pulled a Wizard of Oz. It was like, I had a dream, and you were there, and you were there, and you're... I love William Dafoe's part in there. He's like, yeah, I was really sad. I was only in the movie for like... I only played the game for like...
And
a few minutes.
You're like, oh man, that was so exciting
but
and
so
everything.
cool.
And I'm just sitting there like, this would be a fucking terrible game. Because when... I want to point out the fact that everything just goes twist, 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 twist near the end there. And it's like, this is not coherent or anything. Mm-hmm. You are just throwing curveballs to see if you can throw curveballs.
And I think part of that is because this game is supposed to be based on, from what I understand, it's supposed to be based on, the reality is created from the people playing the game, which I guess if you have 6 different people playing the game, all inputting on what the reality's like, it's going to have a hard time settling on the story. It's not something I would want to watch more than I have, but I respect it for its right to exist as a perspective on somebody who's maybe foreign to gaming culture and doesn't actually understand it that much. Because you are very talented, and I love your ideas on stuff, but this was not one of my favorites, even though I love you. And I love that there's really good acting and there's some pretty good scenes in this. Mostly William Dafoe's. And Jennifer Jason Leigh. I think she did a really good job with playing that whole thing where she's invested in what she's doing, but she's also constantly touching things, feeling things, keeping herself in check that this is not reality. Like, you can see that throughout the movie. So it is a well-made film. It's just the ideals in it didn't quite match up with this one's ideals.
Oh my gosh.
Moving away from this...
The show is Amy Loves Bad Movies. That's what I'm subjected to.
But we are going to take a break from the horror and sci-fi genre. And we're going to move into fantasy and animation.
Notice how she said we're taking a break from horror and
we will
sci-fi.
Be going back to it because
we're not
that
taking
is kind
a
of
break
my
from
favorite
bad
thing.
movies, mind you.
Our next film that I'm spotlighting is one that I've shown him before, but he has never paid attention to.
No, I paid attention to it. I just don't remember it.
It's one of America's first introductions to Japanese anime. Actually, it was animated by a Japanese company and by Japanese people who would later become Studio Ghibli. So we're going to take a look at my favorite animation from when I was very little. The Last Unicorn. Good night, guys. I'm gonna put this cranky one down for a nap.
Joshua's paused!
Good night, guys. Cronenberg, I'm sorry.